Hi there, my name is Christina McCaffrey, and today I'm going to talk to you about setting goals. Setting goals that actually work. So I will tell you a little bit about, what I've done over time. I can tell you I have been solely responsible for bringing income into my world for the last 22 years. I have not worked for an employer. I've been self-employed. And so goals are a big part of my life. If I didn't have goals, I would really fall apart. Over the 22 years that I've been doing this, though, I learned how to be really effective with goals. Okay, so I'm going to teach you some of the foundation of that. So you can, whenever you're setting your goal, you can use these tools to make sure that you're setting a goal that you can actually follow through with. I hope that helps. Okay, here we go. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is SMART goals. SMART goals are goals. It's an acronym. And it means the superior goals. You want to set a goal that is SMART. And what is a SMART goal? Well, it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant, and it's timely. That's what a SMART goal is. If you say, just say, I made a goal, and my goal was that I was going to walk on the moon. Well, is that specific? Yes. I said I'm going to walk on the moon. Is it measurable? Yes. If I walk on the moon, I've made it. If I don't walk on the moon, I didn't make it, right? But is it attainable? Nope. I am not Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. I don't have the kind of money to do that, nor do I want to do it. Is it relevant? No. I mean, that is not in my way whatsoever. Not what I do. So it's not relevant. Is it timely? Nope. I didn't tell you that I was going to do it by the end of the year or within 5 years. So no. So it basically fails on the SMART scale. Do you see that? Now, if I told you that I want to increase my client base by 20%, then that would be specific, it would be measurable, it would be attainable, and it would be relevant. And if I said I wanted to do that by the end of the year, it absolutely would be timely. Okay. So you want to make sure that you carry all of those. So I can tell you there's even like as long as you have a good goal, a SMART goal, it is actually that's half of it. Like you can actually get to the goal if you create one that's SMART. So I took that premise and I added to it. I tweaked it. Again, 22 years, okay? So I've tested all of the different versions on how to get there. So here's what I found. I actually created something called Name It, Claim It, Plan It, and Review It. Name it, claim it, plan it, and review it. Okay, so just say I wanted to get a new job. I've heard a lot about that this year. So that's a perfect example of what to use. So a lot of times this year, I was getting calls from people who said, I'm in a job where I've been there for 5 years. I'm doing twice the amount of work. I'm not getting the raise I want. They're calling me at home at night. It's been really difficult. I really want to get a new job. But I don't know how to go about it because I haven't been out in the workforce for a while. Or I want to start a new business. So let's take the new job. Okay, so if you did that, if you did my version of it, what you would do is you would get a 3-ring binder and you put some paper inside it. On that first page, you would actually write the goal in the present tense like it's happening. So if you started the year off with this goal, then it's 2022 that you would be starting off, then you would say, I will be in, and it's January, it's December 31st, 2022, and I am in a job that I love. So what you do is you empower that. You actually live in it. So your first page is living in the goal. It is December 31st, 2022, and I have a great job. Okay, so that's name it. The second page, you'll go to the second page, and now you're going to claim it. So on this second page, you're going to start with the goal, the same thing. It is December 31st, 2022, and I have a great job. The reason, and then you go on, the reason I have a great job is because I have fantastic skills. I spent a lot of time making sure that I had a company that had good values, that matched my values. And I did a lot of work to find out how to have the right options in front of me. So, along that lines, if you do that, then you're kind of hyping yourself up. You're saying basically, I have this goal. This is what I see myself as on December 31st. The second one is this is how I get there. I'm no like, I'm a smart person. I'm goal oriented. I know what to do to get there. And so now you've named it and you've claimed it. Okay? So now you're going to plan it. So on that third, and again, the claim thing is like you rah, 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 you're cheerleading yourself. You're pointing out why you're capable of getting this. You're pointing it out, okay? Name it, claim it. So now we're going to plan it. So whenever you're in the planning mode, that's the third page, you want to write down what you plan to do to get it. So maybe you hire somebody to help you figure out what to look for. Maybe you hire somebody to help you figure out what red flags to look for. Maybe you work on your resume or your CV. Maybe you talk to people in the industry that you want to be in. Maybe you spend time doing interviewing techniques. That all is how you plan it. So now sit back a minute and look. You've named it. You've said, this is the goal I want to do. Now you have said, I'm capable of doing it on the second page. You've claimed it. You're capable of it. And then the third page is, I've got a plan on how to get there. And now you got that wrapped up. However, you can't just do it once and forget it. It just doesn't happen. You have to actually work it. You have to work it. So what I do when I do have goals set up, what I do is I carry a notebook with me. Uh, I have a notebook. I keep showing this on these videos, but this really, I'm very handwriting oriented, and it's very, very effective to me. But this book has my goals in it. And when I go to my goals tab, when I flip that, and I do this every well, I don't do it all the darn time, but I do it probably 4 times a week, where I look at my goals at night before I go to sleep, and I go through those pages. And then some affirmations, I added affirmations in there. And then in the morning, I do the same thing. And I also do a little bit of meditation afterwards. I visualize it. And I do it with conviction because I want to really encompass that. Now, I have to ask you, if you did that, do you think it would actually come true? That you would actually get what you want? Of course you would. I mean, that's what the deal is. If you're spending time doing that, you are going to get what you need. You really will. So I think that is a really good process. I've used different processes. I've avoided doing goals at some times, and I would never recommend that. Never recommend it. It genuinely, you could see the results. You could see the results. Just too haphazard. You really do need to actually kind of get back on it. So I'm telling you to review it and to encompass it. But the other things that I do that is kind of a little bit next level is I set up appointments on a quarterly basis on my Google appointment calendar. And it sends me an appointment and it tells me I have 1 hour to review my goals. And it says, how are you doing? What are you doing? I've actually sent emails to myself. I've scheduled emails to myself too, in case I miss that appointment. Now, am I committed? Yes. If I want something bad enough, I will be committed. So that kind of gets back to the goals, okay? The key thing with the goals, whenever you're dreaming up your goal or figuring out your goal, is that you have to make sure that it's your goal. Your goal. It's not, my mom thinks I should lose 20 pounds, or my my neighbor thinks that I should quit smoking, or my boss says I should get more clients. You have to say, I really need to quit smoking. This is annoying to me, or I would feel better losing 25 pounds, or I would feel better doing whatever. You have to own it. You will never drop the problem or pick up a new one unless you're motivated toward it. So don't put in there, I want $1 million, unless you really want $1 million and you're ready to kick behind to get it. You know, getting it in 1 year is going to be kind of tough, unless you're coming from like, you know, you've already got a substantial in there. So make sure it's clear, it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it is relevant, and it's timely. And then add in, once you name it, once you got all that, like name it, claim it, plan it. Now, if in the planning process you find out like, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not going to be able to commit to do that, then find another goal, because that one's not going to work for you. And don't push it too far. If your goal is I'm going to add 20 clients, and then you go in and you look, and when you break it down, you realize like, oh my God, that's a lot of work to be able to do 20 clients. Then you can reset it. I'm going to add 10, and get to the point where you're like motivated towards it, not intimidated by it, but you can actually claim it. You can say, this is why I'm going to be good for this. I hope all that helps. If this is helpful, please just subscribe and like it if you can. That would be wonderful. And I will catch you on the next video next week. Thanks. Bye-bye now.